you know that over 268 million people eat bacon? And on average, each person goes through about 18 pounds of it every year? Well, whether it's crispy, smoky, or thick cut, bacon has become a staple in kitchens across the world. But how does raw pork belly turn into those perfectly sliced strips sitting in your fridge? Stick around here at the Process World as we dive into this fascinating journey.
Move over, bacon. Now there's something meatier. Pure pork sizzling.
Delicious. It is meatier.
Pure pork sizzling. Swift makes it from leaner cuts of government-approved pork.
Before bacon ever hits the pan, its journey starts on the farm. That's where pigs are raised with care, especially selected for the kind of meat that makes good bacon. Farmers choose specific breeds like Duroc, Berkshire, and Yorkshire. These breeds are known for their tender meat and the right balance of fat and flavor. Every day on the farm, pigs are given clean water and a diet that's designed to keep them strong and healthy. It usually includes grains like corn and soybeans, along with proteins, vitamins, and minerals. Some farms use climate-controlled barns to keep the pigs safe from harsh weather or diseases, while others let them move around more freely on pasture land. Either way, there's a lot of focus on how the pigs are treated. Once the pigs are fully grown, usually around 6 months old, weighing about 250 pounds, they're transported to the processing facility. This stage follows strict rules to make sure that the process is both safe and humane. The animals are handled with care during transport, and once they arrive, they go through healthy inspections. These checks are done to confirm that the meat is safe and meets all the quality standards. After passing inspection, the pigs are processed and broken down into different sections called primal cuts. These are large portions that are later turned into specific products. For bacon, the most important part is the pork belly. It's taken from the underside of the pig, where there's a good balance of meat and fat. That mix is what gives bacon its crispy texture and rich taste when cooked. The pork belly section is kept separate from the other cuts like ribs or chops. It's trimmed and prepared for the next steps. But even in its raw state, it already has the marbling that bacon is known for. At this point, the meat is fresh and ready to go through the detailed process that transforms it into the bacon that ends up on store shelves. But before we get into that, please leave a like and subscribe for more amazing videos like this one. Now, moving on. In the factory, each slab is trimmed to make sure that it has consistent thickness and size. This step is important because it helps the bacon cure evenly later and makes slicing much easier down the line. Any loose ends or uneven edges are removed, and the belly is checked to make sure that it has the right balance of fat and meat across the whole surface. This part of the process is done with a lot of precision. Machines are used to speed up things, but workers are also involved to inspect and make sure that everything looks right. Consistency matters here, especially when the bacon is being made in large quantities for stores across the country. At this stage, the pork belly hasn't been flavored or preserved. It's just raw meat, but it already carries the qualities that make it perfect for bacon. Soft fat, rich marbling, and firm meat. This is where the real transformation begins. After trimming, the pork belly moves on to the curing stage, the step that brings out the flavor and helps preserve the meat. Curing is one of the oldest ways to keep meat from spoiling, and factories today still use the same concept with much more control and precision. There are two main curing methods used. The first one is called wet curing, and it's the most common in large-scale production. The pork belly is either soaked in a special liquid or injected using machines. This liquid, known as brine, is a mix of salt, water, sugar, and sometimes spices. Salt protects the meat and adds flavor. Sugar balances out the taste, and water helps spread everything evenly. Some factories even use natural flavors or preservatives to fine-tune the final taste. The second method is dry curing. This one is usually used for artisanal or traditional bacon. Instead of a liquid, a mix of salt, sugar, and spices is rubbed directly onto the pork belly. It's then stored in a controlled space and left to cure slowly over several days or weeks. This gives bacon a stronger, deeper flavor. The time it takes to cure the meat depends on the method, the thickness of the pork belly, and the kind of taste a producer wants. Whether it's done fast with wet curing or slowly with dry curing, this step is key. It sets the foundation for everything that comes next, especially the flavor that people expect when they bite into a crispy slice of bacon. After that, the pork belly is ready to take on its signature smoky flavor. This step does more than add taste. It also helps preserve the meat by lowering the moisture and adding a natural protective layer. Factories handle this stage with care, using a mix of modern equipment and traditional smoking methods. There are two ways that bacon is smoked. The most common one in large factories is hot smoking. The cured pork belly is placed inside smoking chambers where it's exposed to heat and smoke at the same time. The temperature stays between 120 to 160 degrees Fahrenheit, and the smoking lasts for about 4 to 6 hours. This method cooks the bacon while it's smoking, so once it comes out, it's fully cooked and ready to be sliced. The second method is called cold smoking. This one is slower and often used for specialty or gourmet bacon. The smoke is still present, but the heat stays low, below 86 degrees Fahrenheit. The meat stays raw during this process, smoking up that smoky flavor over several days or even weeks. Since cold smoked bacon isn't cooked, it needs to be cooked later before it's eaten. The type of wood used for smoking also plays a role in how the bacon tastes. Hickory is the go-to for a strong classic flavor. Applewood gives a sweeter, more mild smoke. Maple, cherry, and mesquite are also popular choices, each adding their own twist. By the time the smoking is done, the cured pork belly has developed a deep aroma and color. It's now fully seasoned and ready for the next step. Now, before it reaches the store shelf, it needs to be sliced just right. To make this easier, the smoked pork belly is chilled. Cooling helps firm up the meat, which keeps the slices clean and even when going through the machines. Factories use high-speed slicing machines to cut the bacon into thin or thick strips, depending on the brand or style. These machines are fast and accurate, slicing hundreds of strips in just minutes. Each piece is cut to a consistent size to meet the packaging standards and keep the quality uniform. Once sliced, the bacon doesn't go straight into the pack. It first passes through a quality check. This includes both machines and human inspectors looking for any issues like uneven cuts, too much fat, or missing pieces. Any slice that doesn't meet the mark is removed. This step makes sure that every pack holds the quality that people expect when they buy bacon. With the slices approved and ready, the next step is packaging. At this stage, the slices are carefully arranged in layers, often slightly overlapping to make them look neat and easy to pull apart. This layout also helps with consistent portioning, whether the slices are thin, thick, or center cut. Once arranged, the slices are moved into packaging machines. Most factories use vacuum sealing to keep the bacon fresh. These machines remove air from the package, which helps prevent spoilage and keeps the bacon from drying out. In some cases, the packaging uses a special mix of gases, known as modified atmosphere packaging, to extend freshness even further. After sealing, the packs go through labeling. Every package is marked with important details like brand name, ingredients, nutritional facts, storage instructions, and expiration date. Some factories also add pre-cooked or flavored options at this stage, depending on the product line. Finally, the bacon is sorted and boxed up, ready for cold storage. From here, it gets loaded onto refrigerated trucks and sent out to grocery stores, restaurants, and markets. And that's it. So now that you know the full journey, from farm to factory to frying pan, here's a thought. If every slice of bacon goes through all that care and precision, what other everyday foods might have a story just as wild hiding behind the wrapper? Share your thoughts in the comments section below.